This is MJ. I'm an author, I'm an artist, I'm an analyzer. You can find all my work at mjmunoz.com. Welcome to Henshin Inspection. This is Going Ultra. I'm talking about Ultraman, I almost said Kamen Rider. Ultraman Blazar, episode 2, not season 2. So, anyway, this is the fish episode. This is the man who started Scarred, the man who created Scarred. That's the title of the episode. And Gento is being assigned to be captain by the superior, whose name I don't remember at the moment, and the guy's a real hard case, and he assigns Gento to put together a team of 4 other people, so there's 5 of them total. There's a intelligence officer, Gento's the captain, there's an intelligence officer who says Wilco, I can't remember her name at the moment. There's this karate gearhead lady, who we'll find out exactly what she's supposed to do later, but she's a, soldier. There's a tech guy who makes all this stuff, and there's a pilot who, kind of runs comms, I guess. But they're all interoperable as far as being able to do field stuff, wielding weapons and, driving and things like that will need to be done to deal with kaiju, because they are a special kaiju task force. And it was interesting. This is not the first time I've seen the episode, but I got a really different vibe watching it this time. There were a couple interesting things. One is that John Hyung-Bosch switched his affect of his voice when he was acting as captain at some point, and he sounded very different from himself. And almost like it's Gento slipping into like, it's almost like Gento was wearing this mask or this persona, if you will. Johnny Young Bosch, Persona 4. No, Narukami joke. If you don't get it, it's okay. It doesn't matter. Anyway, and he slips into this different persona. And that's kind of interesting. I like how comedic it was. I like how relaxed he is and how casual he is with the crew and how he wants them to work together in a certain way. And it was interesting that the superior officer, told him that he could act as if he selected the team himself, even though the Emmy something, the intelligence lady knew that he didn't, and probably the real gearhead, the technical genius who souped up their van for them and made all their weapons and hand wrote the manuals for all their stuff and how it works, whose name I can't remember, but he has a cool name. He's been working for Scarred for weeks, and that's kind of interesting because there's kind of this lie that Gento put the team together, even though 2 of the members already know that he didn't select them, and the other 2 probably figure it out as well from the context because they're not fools. They're not great fools, and that's kind of interesting. Gytos is an interesting kaiju. I like him. He's a fish guy, very fun, great design, and I liked how Blazar fought him. I liked how savage Blazar was in this episode. Really coming out the gate, he does his, they call it a rise, right, when an Ultraman transforms, and he jumps out of that and punches him. He's rising with his left fist, but then when he punches him, he hits him with the right, and then he keeps fighting, so I don't know if that's an inconsistency or if that was a problem at all or what, but that's what happened. And I noticed he grabbed on, he's like an anglerfish because he's got that thing, beep, the little light thing there. Blazar grabbed that and pulled him around by it and was fighting him, kneeing him and jabbing him and stuff. And it's just interesting. So I'm watching Ultraman Arc right now, and I'm trying to I'm trying to watch all of Blazar as quickly as I possibly can before, within a couple weeks, finish it before I'm too far into into Arc. And that's interesting because the contrast between them is immense. Arc is very stiff and very slow in his motions, sort of, very direct and measured, and Blazar is just wild. He's absolutely savage. He's a beast. He's crazy, and I absolutely love it. It's a beautiful suit. I love how he fights. I love how simple it is, and it's funny. I was thinking about the Arc sword, how much I don't like it, and I was thinking, I want it to just be like this weird thing of light that just turns into whatever weapon that's exactly what happened in this episode. Blazar uses his thingy, his weird energy weapon, turns it into a fishing rod, and then fishes Gytos out, and then spears him with it. And it's just, I don't know, kind of funny. So there was a lot of interesting comedy going on with Gento putting the team together. And then there was some interesting things like just seeing them kind of discover the Scarred HQ or CP command post. CP, they say Scarred CP. It's interesting seeing that come together, see their van get put together, see their different personalities clash in different ways. Not clash like they were fighting, just like they're all dealing with different things in different ways. Like there's this one thing where the fighter girl, she doesn't want to call, she's like very by the book. She doesn't want to call Gento by his name, and he ignores her and he's walking away, and she's Captain Gento, and he turns around and gives her this really serious look, like, oh yes, what is it? And it's kind of funny because it's like silly, but he's trying to draw a point, make a point. He's trying to make a point very fine to these people, to have them set their expectations for what he's going to be like as their captain and how he wants them to operate as a team, leading by example. That's all good stuff. And the captain also wants him to eliminate Blazar at some point. And at the end of the episode, we get the reveal of Earth-Garon, who is supposed to destroy Kaiju before Blazar has a chance to. And that's interesting because let's say Gento was piloting Earth-Garon. He can't kill Blazar himself if he's piloting, because he'd be abandoning, abandoning ship, abandoning mech in order to do that, and that doesn't really work. So it'll be interesting to see how that conflict plays out throughout the show. But I do like, and it does make sense that the captain is telling him, we don't know what this alien is about. He's a 50-meter class, whatever, such and such, like a kaiju, equivalent to a kaiju, and we don't know what his intentions are, what he's doing, who he is, where he's from, and we can't trust him. And I think that's interesting. Like Gento wants to be a trusting person, but he's deceiving this superior officer. He wants to be trusting with his team, but he's also hiding this fact that he's Ultraman from them. And it'll be interesting to see how that develops in the future. But for now, that's pretty much all I have to say about this episode. What did you think about it? Do you like how wild he is? Do you like how wild he is in comparison to Arc? Do you think it takes away something from Arc that he's not this crazy? Or does it make Blazar special that he's Ooga Booga Man? Or what? I think it's special. I think it's really special. Oh, by the way, I am working on my book. It is Tokusatsu sort of inspired. Magical Bugs Battle Monsters. I'll be announcing when it's coming out here and everywhere else where I put my stuff. So it's going to be on mjmunoz.com. It'll be other places as well. And that's about all I have to say about it for now. But it's very inspired by Tokusatsu in some ways. And as I develop the series and put out more of the books, they're middle grade books, short, not too short, but a decent length for kids to read and for adults who like children's television shows like you. Yes, I'm looking at you. Yeah, so I think you'll enjoy it. I enjoy it. Everybody enjoys it. I hope you enjoyed that. Subscribe to keep up with me. Like and share to help me reach more people like you. And go to mjmunoz.com to find your next favorite thing. And don't forget to let your voice be heard. Stories are always better when you're part of the conversation. Until next time, be well. This is MJ signing out. This has been a Story Over Everything production.